What if when Palpatine revealed himself to be a Sith, Anakin Skywalker arrested him right then and there instead of going to Mace Windu? Would Palpatine still come out on top? Would the Jedi Order succeed in the end? It's a story I'm excited to tell that I had a lot of fun writing, so I hope you enjoy. If you do, please do leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Channel's growing at a really good pace right now. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Also, I'm going to be on vacation here for the next 5 days. I'm trying to get a video scheduled for every day, but if I don't, please forgive me. Do not unsubscribe, please. Daily videos will keep going here for the most part, so thanks everybody. I really love making these videos, making this channel, so thanks a ton. Alright, let's get into it. Our story begins in Palpatine's office. Anakin held a lightsaber to his head after what was the most shocking moment of his life. His mentor, the man he thought of as a father, had been lying to him forever. Palpatine manipulated him, manipulated the war, kept him from his wife, endangered the galaxy. And all for what? For his own power? Anakin wanted nothing more than to kill him like he killed Dooku, but he couldn't. Then Palpatine would win, so he would go find Windu and have him arrest Palpatine right now. But Anakin didn't trust himself or trust Palpatine enough to let events play out like that. No. He would take him to the Jedi, right here and right now. He would end this war. He would arrest the Sith and find a way to save Padme himself. After all, even if Palpatine was the only one who could help, he would be locked up for the rest of time. So, Anakin told Palpatine he was under arrest, and they were going to the Jedi Temple immediately. Palpatine merely smiled, telling Anakin it was the right thing to do, but that Anakin was unsure of the Jedi's intentions. The two of them got into a transport that Anakin had called, and Palpatine complied with everything without any hesitation. It was like everything was still under his control. As they flew to the temple, the manipulation continued. Palpatine was in Anakin's head, telling him Padme would die, and he must choose between the Jedi and her life. Anakin had to turn away to hide his anger, hide his tears, but Palpatine just smiled, and he could feel Anakin's anger. Finally, they arrived, and Mace Windu looked over to see Anakin stumble out of the transport. Windu frantically asked what was wrong, and Anakin, he said he found the Sith Lord. Windu looked up now to see Palpatine calmly walking out of the transport, smiling at him. Windu couldn't believe it, but at the same time it all made so much sense. The Republic he loved, that he'd grown so attached to, was under the control of his worst enemy. Windu ignited his lightsaber. He could kill the Sith, here and now. He could end it forever. With the lightsaber ignited, he swung at the Sith Lord. But it was blocked. Anakin blocked it. Anakin pushed Windu away and said, "It's not the Jedi way. If we kill him now, the Republic will crumble. The Jedi will be killed. He must stand trial." Windu was fighting so much conflict. "He has control of the Republic," Windu said, but he did deactivate his lightsaber. He knew Anakin was right. Killing the Chancellor would destroy the Jedi, destroy the Republic, destroy everything. They couldn't kill the Chancellor. The Sith Lord was in charge of the Republic. Palpatine just laughed as Windu, Anakin, Kit Fisto, and Saesee Tiin escorted him to the Temple Detention Center. He would be placed here until the Jedi knew what to do, and so a council meeting was called, with every council member called back to Coruscant. As the Jedi Council members were traveling through hyperspace, Palpatine knew an excellent plan was taking shape. His former apprentice, Maul, was a few cells down, and in time they would work together again. Anakin's former apprentice, Ahsoka Tano, had brought Maul here with the 501st. Now, they would work together. Maul hated him, but he craved power, and he hated the Jedi more. And Palpatine had a failsafe, in case he was ever arrested by the Jedi. His best advisor, Mas Amedda, had access to a recording Palpatine had made long ago. It detailed the Jedi attempting to take over, and contained an order that would kill all the Jedi. Now in the council chambers, every High Council Jedi had returned to Coruscant. Yoda, Windu, Kenobi, Mundi, Plo Koon, Shakti, Eth Koth, Aegon Kolar, Saesee Tiin, Stas Ali, Coleman Kaj, and Anakin Skywalker. Anakin and Mace detailed what had happened with the Chancellor, how he revealed himself and asked Anakin to join him, how Anakin had refused and arrested him, and how Palpatine was now being held in the detention center, guarded by temple guards, along with 10 other Jedi. After it all, the Council was beyond impressed with Anakin, and how he trusted the Jedi over his longtime mentor Palpatine. Yoda brought him to the center of the room, and Anakin was made a Jedi Master for his actions through the Clone Wars and today. And the Council spent a long time discussing their next steps when an emergency HoloNet broadcast began playing on every screen possible throughout the Republic, including a hologram in the center of the Council chambers. No one was supposed to know that Palpatine had been arrested, but somehow, Palpatine was on a pre-recorded video, speaking to the Republic. "My beloved Republic, the Jedi Order has done what many of you, including myself, have feared. They have used the war to their own advantage, and they have arrested me without any cause. My worst fear from this war has been the Jedi attempting to take over the Republic, and my worst fears have been realized. The Jedi Order is now an enemy to the Republic, to democracy, and to every single citizen like myself who wants nothing more than for this war to end. I hereby order the Grand Army of the Republic to eliminate this parasite that has pretended to be on the side of the Republic. Execute Order 66. The Jedi will be hunted down and defeated, and we shall have peace." The broadcast ended, and the Council sat for a moment, stunned. He'd anticipated the arrest, and Yoda grabbed his head as he felt a change in the galaxy. Jedi Knights and Masters, Padawans across the galaxy, dropping like flies. Clone troopers turning into killing machines. Yoda quickly asked how many clones were on Coruscant, and found out the entire 501st Legion was here. With a somber look, he told the Council to prepare for battle. Hundreds of clone transports flew to the temple, while thousands of clones climbed the temple stairs. They would reinforce the Coruscant Guard and the Royal Guard who had arrived first. The red armored clones moved through the temple, serving more so as a distraction as the Royal Guard and select members of clones moved to the detention center. Catching many Jedi off guard, they were able to help free Sidious, along with one of the temple guards next to Palpatine's cell who played a crucial role, killing 2 other guards and a Jedi before helping to free Palpatine. This temple guard had plans to be on Palpatine's side for the rest of time. Upon being freed, the Sith Lord walked to Maul, and Palpatine offered Maul to be his apprentice once again, destroy the Jedi, take his place next to Darth Sidious. Maul snarled, but he agreed. He hated Sidious, but he hated the Jedi more, and he wanted power. He wanted to rule. Sidious would always win, so Maul joined him. The 2 Sith grabbed lightsabers of the fallen Jedi, bleeding them red. Then, they followed the Royal Guards out to the main area of the temple. The scene was horrific. The 501st Legion was pouring through the main entrance, while many more members were jumping in, sliding down through windows. Transports and clone ships shot at the towers atop the temple, including the Jedi High Council chambers, which the Jedi Council members had escaped from. Jedi lightsabers were all over in the temple, but every second more and more of them were shut down as Jedi were shot and killed. With an evil smile, Sidious and Maul headed into battle. Sidious would find his true apprentice soon. Anakin and Obi-Wan were doing everything they could against the clones. Anakin had gone as long as possible without killing them, but now he had no choice. This was kill or be killed. The 2 of them, heroes of the Clone Wars, ran through the temple, killing any clones they could, and as they ran to try and secure an entrance, they passed Windu, Yoda, Plo, and many other Jedi defending the temple. They also passed by Ki-Adi-Mundi on the ground, mercilessly killed by the clones. Coleman Kaj had also fallen at this point, as well as many Jedi Knights that Anakin and Obi-Wan did not fully recognize. After mostly securing an entrance, Anakin looked to the training room across the area. The younglings were hidden here, and Anakin saw a red blade enter the room. Grabbing Obi-Wan, They ran to help the younglings, and upon entering, the two Jedi looked on as Maul and Sidious held all the younglings behind them. Sidious merely smiled at Anakin, telling him to feel the power around him. The dark side had been infecting the Jedi for centuries, and now it was all coming to fruition. Sidious told Anakin that it was his destiny to control all this power, all this rage. Everything should be his, and he needed it to save his wife. It was Anakin's destiny. And Anakin was so conflicted. Padme was everything to him. The dark side was winning. Perhaps it was him who could truly end this conflict, end this war, bring peace. And Anakin knew. Sidious trusted him. Sidious trusted Anakin to join him. So Anakin deactivated his lightsaber and walked to the Sith. Palpatine told Anakin he had done well, as Obi-Wan was begging him not to do this. And upon reaching the Sith, Anakin said, "I will find another way to save you, Padme," and ignited his lightsaber through Maul, killing him, turning to swing at Palpatine before he was engulfed by lightning, slammed against the wall. Palpatine had anticipated it, and he'd been knocked out a moment, and when he looked up, he saw Sidious above Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he saw him kill him the same way that Anakin killed Dooku. Anakin looked over to the younglings, and they shared a similar fate to Obi-Wan. Sidious laughed, telling Anakin he fell right into his trap, that Maul was merely a pawn. All of this was to unlock Anakin's rage, unlock the dark side inside of him. Anakin looked back to his former master, now gone forever, and Anakin did feel the rage. He did feel the power of the dark side, felt it all. He was the chosen one. The power he was allowing himself to feel now was like nothing before. It felt like when he killed Dooku, but still more. Every chain holding him back was ripped apart. He pulled his lightsaber to his hand, then pulled Obi-Wan's to his hand, and with the two blue lightsabers, he attacked the Sith Lord. Anakin's eyes burned with anger and conflicted emotions. His two blue sabers ignited in a brilliant display of energy. His previous training as a Jedi, combined with his new dark side powers, made him a formidable opponent. On the other side, Darth Sidious grinned with sinister delight, reveling in the chaos that he'd orchestrated. The duel began with ferocious exchange of blows. Anakin's aggressive and relentless attacks were met with Sidious's great calculated defense, and the two moved throughout with incredible speed, their lightsabers dancing, clashing against each other. The air sizzled with each swing, the power of the Force echoing through their movements. Sidious taunted Anakin, trying to exploit his anger, his emotions. "Your anger serves you well, young Skywalker. Embrace your hatred, and together we shall rule the galaxy as master and apprentice." Anakin gritted his teeth, his resolve only getting stronger. He would not fall prey to the man that killed Obi-Wan. He was a Jedi Master. Drawing on the memory of his Jedi self, and the love that he held for Padme, he found the strength to resist the Sith temptations, while still using his power. With a new determination, Anakin launched a barrage of attacks, pushing Sidious back with each strike. His sly smile faded, replaced by a mix of surprise and anger, the power of the Chosen One resurging within Anakin. Their battle raged on, the temple's hallways echoing with the clash of lightsabers, blaster fire, screams from Jedi, from clones, the power of the Force surrounding them. Columns and statues trembled under the weight of the battle in the temple, and one fell right where the two warriors were battling. Sidious was becoming tired. Why wouldn't Anakin join him? But the statue had fallen, and Anakin seemed to have been crushed or trapped by it. Dust blinded the Sith Lord as he backed up, and for a moment, he said goodbye to Anakin, his hope for an apprentice seemingly crushed by the destroyed statue. But as Sidious looked on, the hue of two blue lightsabers emerged with Anakin, the power around him still so immense. And in a sudden burst of power, Anakin gained the upper hand again, catching Sidious by surprise, channeling all of his strength into a new assault, forcing Sidious to the edge of defeat. He threw one of his sabers at Sidious, who barely blocked it. Now, locking lightsabers, Anakin punched him in the face. He then put himself into a final battle stance, lightsaber pointed behind him. He jabbed at Sidious, spun in the air, and kicked him again. A lethal swing barely blocked, and Anakin parrying everything that Sidious did with ease. They lock sabers again, Anakin pushing Sidious's saber into his eye, blinding him. Flipping over the Sith Lord, Anakin jabbed, then switched hands in mid-air to cleanly slice through and cut off both hands of Sidious. He stood before the fallen Sith Lord, his two blades crossed, and held firmly at the Sith Lord's throat. Sidious looked up at Anakin, realizing that he went too far, unlocked too much power, and as Anakin looked down at him the same way he looked down at Dooku, he wasn't sure what to do. Palpatine had given him permission to kill Dooku. Anakin didn't know what to do for himself, but then he heard something, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi, telling him to destroy the Sith and bring balance to the Force. Even after all this, part of Sidious thought Anakin may join him, but instead, he shared the same fate as Dooku and Obi-Wan, his head rolling to the ground. Anakin snapped out of this battle trance he was in, looking around. Destruction was everywhere. Bodies of countless Jedi scattered. Among Maul, Sidious, there was Obi-Wan, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Coleman Kaj, Plo Koon, Yoda, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto. They were among the bodies Anakin saw as he looked around. It was clear that the clones had targeted the Masters, and by collapsing the temple, the Jedi were collapsing with it. Anakin looked around, and he felt someone contacting him. Pulling out his comlink, it was Padme, and Anakin frantically asked her to steal a transport from the Senate hangar and meet him on the temple balcony. Padme agreed, and Anakin spent the next many minutes saving as many Jedi as he could, instructing them to try and sneak to the balcony. Anakin recognized very few of the Jedi he found, but Shaak Ti was the lone master that he found. A bit later, he got himself to the balcony, right as Padme arrived. Clones chased the 17 Jedi that Anakin had rounded up, killing 2 of them, but 15 total got into a transport. Anakin took over the controls, thanking Padme, and getting through the atmosphere. The transport ship wasn't great, but it got them to hyperspace. The Jedi would travel to Tython, broken, defeated, but still together, and they would attempt to rebuild with their few members. Anakin was a key part of it, serving second in command to new Grand Master Shaak Ti, but he had to help raise his children, Luke and Leia, who would grow up to be the center of the new order. The Jedi had crumbled, but Anakin had used his power to eradicate the parasite pushing him to the dark side. The Sith were gone. The light side still emerged. Padme and the children were hidden from the Republic with the Jedi until the time was right, and the Republic would emerge strong, destroying the remnants of the Separatists, with the clone army replacing the Jedi, the Republic living on in peace as the Sith were eradicated and the Jedi were scattered. That's the end of today's story, with the Jedi not really escaping. It's kind of just Sith and Jedi ruined, but at least the Jedi get to try to rebuild with Luke, Leia, Anakin, Shaak Ti as the 4 core members here. No one else notable really survived, at least that we knew of, so tough day for the Jedi. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Once again, I'll be gone, out of town, for like 5 days, but I'm trying to pre-record some videos. Yeah, we'll see. If I don't upload, don't kill me. Anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. The support has been amazing. So, thanks a ton. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you did like, what you didn't like, but don't be too mean because it'll hurt my feelings. Alright. I'll see you in the next video.